to our video on conflict resolution. My name is Camille Brochu and my goal is that the university community learn more about the Office of the Ombudsperson. Our main subject for today is what is a conflict and how we react to it. First of all, let's dispel the myth that the conflict is not normal, because yes, it's normal. Everybody has conflict, we just have to know how to solve it. I have with me Marie Boglary, Assistant Ombudsperson. So Marie, there are so many different kinds of conflict, but do they have something in common?
Yes, they have a common element. It's that they all start as a disagreement between people or parties. After that, if the disagreement is not managed or not well managed, it will escalate and become a conflict.
So if I take an example of you and me in the same office and you had a promotion and not me, and it's not well managed, it can be weird at the office, no?
Yes, if the conflict is not well managed, it will have an impact on other people in the office. They might be involved in our conflict, and of course, our work might not be as good as before since we don't work as well together anymore. So that's how a disagreement can escalate and become a bigger conflict. It's important to know that every conflict is different, so it's easy to give examples and we can relate to them. We have all had conflicts at the workplace, but we need to know that they are all different. However, it's also possible to categorize them. So first of all, conflicts differ according to the number of people involved. So there can be interpersonal conflicts between a few people, and then be community conflicts or local conflicts, then of course social conflicts or conflicts at the level of the state, and then international conflicts. Conflicts also differ about the content, so what the conflict is about. So if we can have easy situations where it seems that the conflict is I got a promotion, you didn't. But we usually need to go deeper because some values or people's desires, interests, needs, rights can be involved, and let's not forget about emotions. It's always important to take them into account. So we usually use the iceberg or triangle model to explain that. You have something, the conflict that is apparent, and then underneath the surface you can have other things that are present too and that you need to know about in order to fully understand.
When facing a conflict, what do we do? Is there a good or a bad way to reacting to it?
That's a good question, and let's break another myth. There is no good or bad way of reacting to a conflict. We all react differently, and there is also no perfect solution to every conflict. It's usually something very personal, the way we react to a conflict.
For example, Marie, you and I will not act the same way in a conflict. I think of people who are very competitive and others who avoid the conflict.
Yes, you're right. Of course, there are main styles of conflict reaction, or we also call them conflict management styles. The first main style is avoidance. That's when you don't want to deal with the conflict, you ignore it and hope that it will disappear. Then there is the competitive style, as you mentioned. That's when people want to win the conflict, when they put their own interests first. Then there is the accommodation style. That's when you put your other people's interests first, and you don't care about your own. You just try to, like that, solve the situation. Then there is the compromise style. That's when you try to have a deal, have a 50-50, you're bargaining. You try to have a solution by giving something, but you also expect others to give back something. And finally, there is the collaboration style. That's when you try to find a win-win solution, when you try to completely satisfy everyone's interests in the conflict. So these are the 5 main styles we have.
Marie, does that mean that we react the same way in every situation?
Of course, we need to nuance the model. First of all, we can have more than one type of reaction in one conflict. For example, we can start by avoiding the situation, and then when we realize that's not working, we can go into a more competitive style. Second, we also need to know that our reactions also depend on the context and the people we're involved with. For example, we don't deal the same way with a conflict at work than with a conflict in the family, so that's important to know. It's really good to know that you have alternative styles that you can use, and of course we all learn that there are some styles that are more adapted to certain kinds of situations, so that's good to know.
Perfect. Thank you, Mary, for being with us. We hope that you learn more about conflict during this video. We invite you to visit our Facebook page for more information about the Office of the Ombudsperson.